One of the fun things to do with the ink pots, and something that you cannot do with the marker pens, is something like this. These fabulous string pull pictures, and the fun of these is you never know what you're going to get. So what you need for this is you need your little pot, give it a swirl, and this time I'm using the green citrine. Now remember, this will work on white card as well as black card, and we're just going to open the pot up. You also need a length of string. You can see I've used this one before, but this is just string that you would get from any post office or garden centre. What you do is you just wet your string. Now this may look as if it's going to use a huge amount of ink, but trust me, it really doesn't, because what you're going to do is pretty much squeeze out as much as you can. Now, if you don't like your fingers getting messy, put a pair of thin gloves on for this stage. But what we're going to do is really, can you see, squeeze as much of that ink out and back into the pot as you can. There we go. Have a piece of towel or something just to one side to wipe your fingers on. Okay, now that is still quite wet, and the fun thing about this technique is you can get several pictures from one piece of string. So let's just pop that lid back on, and what we're going to do at this point is we're just going to swirl the string around. The fun thing about this is you never know what you're going to get. So have another piece of card ready, sandwich it on top, get hold of the string at the bottom, and then keeping pressure on there, just try and pull it as straight as you can. Oh, actually, quite like that. That's looking good. So we have got 2 there. And then should we try for some more? I've got some more black card here. It's worth having a few bits of card ready and waiting for this, because you will get far more than one pull. And the lovely thing is that you actually still get that beautiful, beautiful metallic sheen. So let's give this another swirl. There we go. And then sandwich them again, pressure on that, and just pull that string. Oh, now I like that one. I think that is looking really good. And again, can you see as that dries, you retain that beautiful brush metal sheen. And what you can do when you've got it at this stage is you can decorate around the outside. So let me just pop that piece of string onto a piece of paper towel just there. And what we'll do is we'll do a wee bit of dry brushing. So what you do want, gosh, look at all the colour that was left in my brush. Now, if you just watched the other little technique I did where I was doing some MDF, I did a tiny amount of dry brushing, and we looked at some different surfaces. This will go on. Look how much ink was still left in my brush. Huge amount. So the nice thing about these is a small amount of this, the colour in here, the pigment is so good, it is going to go a long way. And it also means that you know you only have to use a tiny amount. Now I'm really drying that out, and I have still got colour coming out of it. Extraordinary. Right, there we go. That's pretty good. And I'm just going to make sure that this is as barely damp. So this is almost dry, that brush now. And what we're going to do, just to give this picture an edge, is just to have the tiniest amount, and we're just going to brush it in from the sides. It's a lovely way of giving a frame. Now, look, when I say tiny amount, I mean minute, absolutely minute. And even that, I'm going to brush some away. And what we're going to do is simply flick in from the edge. There we go. And you can see you get that beautiful pull of ink, which you can then build up. And I like seeing the brush strokes. I think it just works well with the string technique, because you've got the texture in the string and then you've got this fabulous texture on the brush as well. And of course, if you want to go all the way across, you absolutely can. It really couldn't be simpler. But how fun to be able to create your own little piece of artwork, and when you get bored of it, of course, you can change it, do something different. Love that technique.